good to fight back against evil. It is time for the righteous to prevail.
This is a battle between good and evil.
And if there's any confusion on the message that they're trying to convey, you have to look deeper into the video, specifically into the type of dog they show. Now, if you live in the South, you know that those type of dogs are called coonhounds. They're used today to hunt raccoons, foxes, things like that. And the modern one didn't come around until around the early 1900s. But prior to that, the coonhound, specifically the red-bone coonhound, was used to track and find runaway enslaved people. I think America's heading towards another version of the Red Summer. In 1919, there was widespread racial violence where white supremacist mobs attacked black communities. The result was a lot of death, injury, and property damage. And it mostly happened because a lot of black soldiers came back from World War I. They saw how they were treated in Europe, and they realized they didn't have to be treated like this in the United States. One of the big things that was a defining point was the music of the time. They had a specific genre of music called the COON songs. The main goal of this music was to depict black people as lazy, thieving, violent, and hypersexualized, specifically black men, but also black women as well. But it was also made to make white people feel anxious about the shifting social order. There was a huge population that only remembered black people when they were enslaved, and in their mind they remembered how good they had it. And now you have black people voting, serving in war, coming back, seeing Jim Crow and going, we don't have to live like this. At the same time, racists are listening to this music, and in some cases watching these movies like The Birth of a Nation, and going, we got to do something about this. This is the we got to do something about this music of today. History always repeats itself. Follow for more.
Shalom. Kol holo Yahweh ba'asum Yahushua ba'asum Rekach Wadash. The monster of the apostles, the monster of the elders, at Great Millstone rule well and tell us the truth. Much respect to you brothers out there, preaching his word in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of earth. Tabernacle David, hopeful elect, and the speckled bird. Shalom, shalom, shalom. As we get into this lesson, I have some more videos that I want to play after I get these scriptures. But let's get into it, man. Right? Esau Edom has that perpetual hatred towards you, Jakes. And time again, you Jakes have to learn the hard way that this man hates you. And with this man hating you, right? He hates you, but yeah, he bites your style. You know what I'm saying? He hates you, but he got to bite your style. You know what I'm saying? The scriptures speak of we are the salt of the earth, right? We are the salt of the earth, right? We make the whole world flow. The whole world bites our style, man. Right? The whole, they want our style, but they don't want our blues. Right? And so with this song and the climate in which we're seeing out here, Esau Edom is clearly displaying his perpetual hatred, and he wants blood. That bloodshed is coming to you, Jakes, man. And this is why you must make your calling and election sure. Get into this truth while you can. Treat this thing as a hot commodity because it is a hot commodity. Get this thing while you can, right? So Yahweh desire, you'll have that protection. But yeah, that perpetual hatred, man. And they had the nerve to entitle this song, Good versus Evil. Well, let's get that in the scriptures, man, right? Because that's actually scriptural, right? The ones that are good is Jake. Right? It's Jake, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American, and Speckled Bird. Right? And Speckled Bird is going to come in looking like the other nations. So some of them is going to come in looking like these men right here on the screen. Right? Because you got to remember, our seed is scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. They're going to come in looking like you other nations. Right? But it's all about the spirit. Okay? But let's get back into it. So once again, good versus evil. The ones that are good is Jacob, right? The Israelites, Yasharallah. You go into the Hebrew name Yasharallah. He is the prince of the power, right? And then you have the red man, Esau Edom, right? For those that don't know, the two main characters of the Bible is Jacob and Esau in their seed lines, right? Jacob and Esau. A lot of your pastors don't even know that. All right. But let's get this scripture right here. Sirach 33 and verse 14. Good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. Verse 15. So look upon all the works of the Most High. And there are two and two, one against another. And that's how the Lord has set up this movie, right? Good versus evil. And these niggas had the nerve to make a song like this, and which you shouldn't be surprised. You should not be surprised, because their perpetual hatred is being on full display. They going back to their original nature of wanting that bloodshed, biting your style, just wanting. Hey, they gonna come after you, Jake, man. This song goes into it. They want that bloodshed, man. Hey, matter of fact, they're mad about the blessing, whether they realize it or not, right? They're mad about the blessing, which I'll get into that real quick, right? Because later on in life, Esau and Jacob were cool, but that perpetual hatred was passed down to the Edomites from generation to generation, right? I'm going to get this right here. Zechariah 11 and verse 5. Who possesses slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that seldom say, blessed is the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shah, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. Let's get that in the NLT, right? The buyers slaughter their sheep without remorse. You see that? Ooh. The sellers say, praise the Lord, now I'm rich. Even the shepherds have no compassion for them. You see? And that's the MO of the Edomites, man. They slay you. They getting you the heck up out of here. And they hold themselves not guilty. As if having a sundown town, sicking dogs upon our people, hanging our people, right? They hold themselves not guilty. Like that's nothing. Like that's nothing. Nah, you are touching the apple of the Lord's eye. And then you have these niggas out here. Yahweh Razazah, if I remember, I'll put the picture up. You have niggas of our own people, which your brother had did a lesson on it. Niggas of our own people out here sell just damn bug outs. I'm gonna just put it like that, man. Of the Christian church with their MAGA hats, if I'm not mistaken, just looking dumb as hell for Charlie, for Kirk Dirt, right? Like I said, if I remember, I'll put up that picture. But this is Genesis 27 verse 41. This is going into the account of Jacob and Esau, and which once again, you must know you must know the history, right? It was already prophesied through the heavens, right, that Jacob was going to get the blessing. And Esau, Edom, he already sold his blessing to Jacob. Because especially back in that day, in the ancient world, you will be a man of your word, right? If you say you was going to do it, you was bound by your word, you was going to do it. So you go into the account, Esau sold his birthright. Matter of fact, you go into Jacob, his Hebrew name is Yaquab. It means to supplant, right? So, hey, Jacob was already on the move, man. He knew the importance of that blessing. Esau, Edom did not. And so let's get this, right? Genesis 27, verse 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. And then I will slay my brother Jacob. And so that perpetual hatred was passed down from generation to generation, right? These words of Esau, her elder son, were told to Rebekah. And she sent and called Jacob, her younger son, and said unto him, behold, thy brother Esau as touching thee doth comfort himself, proposing to kill thee. Because that's what he always resort to. He's a violent and bloody man, right? The real statistics show that he's the most violent and bloody man. They like to put up their fake statistics on Jacob. No, your real statistics that you don't want to bring out exposes that you that guy, right? Let's see. Thy brother Esau as touching thee, purpose to kill thee. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice. Arise, flee thou to Lebanon, my brother Haran, and tarry with him a few days until thy brother's fury turn away. And let's get this in Ezekiel 35. But like I said, you have to go into the account. Jacob was given the blessing. Esau, Edom was given the blessing too. But it's a temporary blessing in which he's living out right now. But his kingdom is not going to be remembered, right? This is, matter of fact, that's in the NLT. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and get it. Matter of fact, for the sake of time, Ezekiel 35 and verse 1, again, the message came to me from the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Son of man, turn and face Mount Seir and prophesy against his people and give them a message from the sovereign Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And that's what we're doing out there on the highways and byways, giving the people the word, prophesying against Mount Seir, prophesying against Babylon the Great. I am your enemy, O Mount Seir. Jake got to realize that good is set against evil, right? I am your enemy, Mount Seir, and I will rise my fist against you to destroy you completely. That's what the Lord is going to do. I will demolish your cities and make you desolate. Then you will know that I am the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Get that in KJV, right? Say unto it, thus saith Yahweh power, behold, O Mount Seir, I'm against thee. I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate, and I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Right? Why is that? Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. We are still found in your hands. You will still have that perpetual hatred. You are still hanging our people. You are still killing our people. You are still being a false accuser against our people. Right? This is not being done unto you just because. It says, verse 5 in the NLT, your internal hatred for the people of Israel led you to butcher them when they were helpless. You see? The Lord ain't doing this to you just because. Well, technically he is, right? Technically, if you want to be technical, as you read in Romans 9, right? Not because they have done wicked. Matter of fact, we'll have to get it. Instead of me, just quoting it, let's just go ahead and get it. Because technically, if we want to be technical, yeah, the Lord is doing it just because. All right. This is Romans 9 verse 11. For the children being not yet born, neither have done any good or evil, that the purpose of power according to the election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. So yeah, technically, yeah. It's because the Lord wants to. It's his movie. The Lord is doing whatever he wants to. But we are still found in your hands. You had that perpetual hatred towards us, man. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. And you're going to find out the hard way that the Lord hates you. Right? Just like you have that perpetual hatred towards Jacob, the Lord has that perpetual hatred towards you. You were fashioned, you was molded to be destroyed. Right? What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with power? Power forbid. You see? Is there unrighteousness with the Lord just because he said he hates this nigga? He made this nigga to be destroyed? Nah. There's no unrighteousness with the Lord. He's the one that fashioned the clay. For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth it, but of power that showeth mercy. Right? And as we get this, we can get some more. Just like the Lord raised up Pharaoh, for the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose I have raised up thee, I might show my power in thee, that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. So just as the Lord had mercy on whom he will have mercy, the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart just to show the Lord's power. This is what he's doing unto Esau, Edom, right? This is what he's doing to Esau, Edom. He's hardening his heart. He has built up his army, his technology, just so he can show his power, just so the Lord can show out, man. As surely as I live, says the sovereign Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shah, since you show no distaste for blood, I will give you a bloodbath of your own. You see that? Since you love blood, blood is going to pursue you. Your turn has come. Your turn has come. This is what's coming. I will make Mount Seir utterly desolate, killing off all who try to escape and any who return. So, you got them in their bunkers, their submarines, their spaceships, right? Lord coming for all that, man. I will fill your mountains with the dead, your hills and your valleys and the ravines will be filled with people slaughtered by the sword. And I'll make you desolate forever. Your cities will never be rebuilt. And then you will know that I am the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shah. And that's coming, man. So, keep on displaying that perpetual hatred towards our people. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Right? Go ahead, man. Right? So let's go ahead and play some of these other videos. And, with that, pretty much shalom.
Awful. I don't want to hear nothing about the radical left. These people on the right are racist. They're evil spirited, and they don't care about black folks. I mean, to even go to the studio, record this song, release it. I mean, you had multiple opportunities to not release this. Before you were in the studio, you could have thought about it. After you made the song, you could have thought about it. Before you uploaded it, you could have thought about it. And it's like the brain. It's like, what did Charlie Kirk try to say about black women? Or certain black women, that they don't have the brain processing power to be taken seriously. Maybe Forgiato Blow didn't have the brain processing power to stop himself from releasing something so evil. And then the actual name of the song is called Good versus Evil. But yet you're talking about something that is so evil and that was done to my people. Bro. Welcome to America.
Here's a fun fact. That song was released the day after a certain somebody got clapped in Utah. The day after. On the 15th, Trey Reed was found hanging from a tree in Delta University. According to his family, allegedly, his arms and legs were broken and he was covered in bruising. It's weird. Now, with all that fun stuff out of the way, let's take one moment and talk about some of the lyrics. All right? In the chorus, they emphasize the word sundown repeatedly because they're talking about sundown towns. Okay? I know that because I can hear the dog whistle because I grew up in one. All right? This is about the town I grew up in, Aurora, Indiana. Okay? If you want to Google it and read about its history, it is far from the worst sundown town in America, but it sure as shit used to be one. All right? Clear up until the 80s. I grew up with, I went to high school with 100 other JJ Lawhorns. All right? I graduated with 109 people in my graduating class. Okay? I know that this was intentional. This was not accidental, right? And the fact that these people are confident enough to say this with their whole chest, to put out a song about it, okay, is where we're at. I don't know how to end this video, right? I don't know a good way to send this message into the void. So here you go. Some made a song glorifying And they're very proud maggots.